Hello everyone. I think I'm always ready to go. How's everybody doing today? We are going to do the same thing we did yesterday, but with a different solution. I'm just gonna fade out the music and then we can transition to desktop. Hi everyone. So, day 19. I have no idea what to expect. I guess I'll read the problem statement. And then ignore it and then go immediately to porting a solution. I don't have chat in stream this time, but since I'm only streaming on YouTube now, I guess it's there if you need it. It doesn't need to be in the stream, so that's fine. Also, you should have live captions now because I enabled them. So that hopefully works. Okay. Cool. So I'm just going to set some music for myself. You can listen to whatever you want. I'm only using music on the stream during the intro. There we go. So not enough minerals. Your scans show that the lava did indeed form obsidian. The wind has changed directions enough to stop sending lava droplets toward you. So you and the elephants exit the cave. As you do, you notice a collection of geodes around the pond. Perhaps you could use the obsidian to create some geode cracking robots and break them open. To collect the obsidian from the bottom of the pond, you'll need waterproof obsidian collecting robots. Fortunately, there is an abundant amount of clay nearby that you can use to make them waterproof. In order to harvest the clay, you'll need special purpose clay collecting robots. To make any type of robot, you'll need ore, which is also plentiful, but in the opposite direction from the clay. This is going to be a two-dimensional map thingy again, isn't it? I bet that's what it's going to be. Fairly sure that's what it's going to end up being. Each ore robot costs 4 ore, clay robot costs 2 ore, obsidian robot costs 3 ore and 14 clay, blah blah blah, geode robot costs 2 ore and 7 obsidian. So it's an optimization problem, or like you have to figure out how many of one to do, to make the most of everything, and it's going to be the quality level of each blueprint by multiplying that blueprint's ID number with the largest number of geodes that can be opened in 24 minutes using that blueprint. Oh. Where's my puzzle input? So the puzzle input is a bunch of blueprints. Yes, 30. If you add up the quality levels of all the blueprints. Okay. I don't know if that's even complicated. All right, let's find a solution to port. Oh, same as yesterday. That's the same person. I like that because we can just derive most of these. This is good. Let me just zoom in a little. Pi. Is pi pair? Yeah, it's a pair of ins. Okay, cool. Okay, seems pretty short. How bad does day 2 get? Not that bad, actually. All right, well, got our work cut out for this. I guess I'm about to learn more C++. Let's find out. The GitHub file browser is such an improvement. Yes. Yes, it is. It is awesome. It's still in beta. Is it an open beta now? I know I was part of like something special early on. I was super grateful for that. I mean, the docs seem public, so I'm assuming, yeah, you can just opt into it. I mean, the code search thing is also good. Day 19. So we're going to import the C++ solution as reference in a ref folder. I have a git ignore here, and that's everything except C++ files, because I've learned my lesson. It's going to be day 19, 1 and 2. Hey Redline, welcome. Oh, we have the minimap still. I don't mind it. That's fine. Expected an identifier. Oh no. The C++ intelligence is unhappy with that code for some reason. It should be using Clang, so this time it might not compile with MSBC, which is fine. So we're just going to start with 03. Oh, decomposition declarations are a C++ 17 extension. Okay. We'll make a just file this time. Doesn't seem like it's available as a feature preview, or at least I can't see it here. I think you have to opt in from somewhere else, like GitHub search beta. Code search. Yeah, you have to sign up for it, so I guess there's a waiting list and everything still. I'll post it in chat. Okay. So decomposition declarations are C++ 17 extension, which is why I guess it's not supported here? Possibly. Potentially. Probably. That's fine. So we'll just have to pass like --std equals C++ 17. Oh. Okay, it has to be bash. Otherwise, each command is run individually by just, which is a command runner. If you're wondering what just is, it's like when you don't want to write a makefile, you want something more straightforward. Maybe in this case, a makefile is a better fit, but I'm not going to write makefiles if I can help it. Okay, so that works. I guess we can, what's the latest C++ standard? Redline says, wish I had an excuse to use Rust at work, but since I am part of a developer platform team, I guess I can at least set up all the infra when one of the devs wants to use it, and there are some. Yeah. Or you could Rust to automate some stuff. There's a bunch of things you can do. Just gonna do this. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. All right, so let's run it against the sample input and our input again. We're just doing the same as usual. Input sample, real input. Oh, where would we want Firefox? No, I mean, I'm not gonna comment on Firefox. So, oh. So that's the sample input, but it's not on the same line, which is annoying. Okay. There we go. Drew says, I just found a great project where our team can trial Rust. I'm looking forward to that. Just a small REST API, but it's a good start. Yeah. Small REST API. What framework are you going to use for the HTTP part? I would recommend Axum right now, but there's a bunch of options. Okay, it says 33, which I think was the answer. Yes. So if we use a real input. No, spicy. It takes a while. Okay, we're almost done cheating. And then part 2. With the sample input is 3472. $62 times 56. Yeah. Cool. So let's run the actual input. Whoa, that one's going to take a while. This is going to be annoying to benchmark. I guess it wasn't that bad. I mean, Hyperfine is going to be very sad, but that's fine. Yeah, 5.9 seconds. Well, it'll be interesting. It's not that much code to port, so hopefully we're getting better at this and it's faster than it was yesterday. Cool. You're seeing the subtitles 3-4 seconds before you hear me say the words. Well, it's in beta. That is weird though. Redline says, one of the things I like in the Rust ecosystem is how prevalent tracing is, since I'm a big fan of OpenTelemetry, and that makes it so much easier. That is true. In some of my projects, I chose to use OpenTelemetry crates directly because the tracing OpenTelemetry mapping is not really 1-1, and sometimes you want to do stuff that you can't really do in tracing, that it's expensive to do. Actually, the other way around. OpenTelemetry tends to be more expensive, So you want to have fewer spans, but you also sometimes want to have dynamic fields, which is kind of annoying in tracing. You need to list all the fields you want to have ever, and then they're empty, and then you can record them later, but it's easy to forget. I don't know. Sometimes I just like use telemetry directly. I guess this text should be a little bit bigger for the people who are not watching in 4K 60. And yeah, I guess we're not going to get much help from code intelligence here. Cool, let's get porting. Minutes is 24, cool. I don't know what the type of that is. It's I32, that's what it actually is. PI is just going to be a tuple for us. I find it interesting in C++ how they don't use tuples when they have two elements. They use pairs. I guess pairs came first. I hate that blueprint is a capital P, but that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna have a vector of blueprints. And we're not gonna have it be a global variable. We have a print blueprint thingy. Just to write debug on this. Okay. And next we have an elements struct that has ore, clay, obsidian, geode. And that's where we can use derive more, I think. Okay. So we want add, multiply. What's the trait for like unary negation or something? Let's go see in ops. I guess not or neg. It's neg. Add as. Oh, we can't add some as. We have to use the long name. Sure. All right. They have a global max. Sure. We'll make it mutable when it comes to that. Get total. I'm betting it's going to be the same thing where we're going to have a state struct, and we're going to have to define methods on the struct. Yeah, because this is modified from main and get total. So you know what? This bothers me. I'm just going to have blueprint be a single word. What other globals do we have here? Not many. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Oh, the geode rate goes up. All right, cool. We have to look out for up by one errors here, because this is an exclusive range, and this is strictly less than. So this is fine, I think. So we don't have postfix increment. We don't have plus plus. Okay. We're not using the blueprint at all yet. Oh, this is so weird. Mutating the arguments, what could go wrong? Okay, so Copilot is porting the code for us, which is very nice. We just have to make sure that it's actually correct. So new inventory equals, no, it's not the same code. Okay, I guess rates of type elements, right? So elements should be clone and copy. For sure. That's gonna make things much easier. This is gonna be very repetitive, isn't it? Which is good, because that means Copilot will pick up more of the work for us. Or maybe not, because there seems to be some subtlety involved. Okay, obsidian robot, clay robot, or robot. Cool. BP doesn't have max ore. Oh yeah, I forgot that one. I hope you're watching for translation mistakes, chat, because we're gonna have some. And then we return total. And I think that's most of it. The next thing is, yeah, they're using scanf to powers, and I guess we'll just use num. So that's the part that's not a direct port, but we don't have scanf, and we have something better. So we'll just use that. So what do we actually want? So these are all decimal numbers. I forget what num has for decimal numbers. I think we could just use this. Well, we want the i32 version, but same idea. And then it's something like... Oh, we can just ignore that number. Okay, so... Gonna use map from nup here, from num I mean, and then that's gonna have all the things. Cool. And then we just have a bunch of these. And it's like each ore robot costs blah, or each clay robot costs blah, or each obsidian robot costs blah, or and blah clay. Gonna be careful about spaces. I guess we can ignore the last tag. So we have ignore ore cost, clay cost, obsidian cost 1, obsidian cost 2. This could be a tuple. Roberto. Roberto is a font, silly. Okay. Yes, so it's going to be very straightforward to parse. Vim emulation somehow got broken. It's still broken. Look at this. If I go here and go to the end of the world, it displays an S that shouldn't be here. That's fine. So obsidian costs and geode costs, and then max ore. Wait, where does max ore come from? Oh, okay. So max ore is just a max of everything, I guess. Is there a method in Rust for like the max of an arbitrary amount of numbers? Like a slice, I guess. That could work. Yeah. It's a silly way to do it, but seems fine. Now we can actually parse them. Derive default on state. I think we need to use finish and also all consuming if we want to be specific. And then collect. And all consuming takes a function and returns a function. And we have to use one because we don't actually care about the rest that's unparsed. Also, there's no rest because we're using all consuming, but it's still using iResult, so it's returning like the part of the slice that we didn't parse and also the thing that was actually parsed. So we can run it and just see how it parses the input. How clippy is in our case. Fine clippy. We'll do the thing. Mm-hmm. Aha, there's a space here. There's a space everywhere, I think. Obsidian. Also here. There we go. Hey, Actor Head Bureau, have you tried the TCHRS crate? What is that? Oh, rest wrappers for PyTorch. No. But it is interesting. I do want to play around with machine learning a little. Even if only to know my enemy better. Does that look right? Uh-huh. I guess there should be one based. Ore cost 4. Obsidian costs 314, 38, 27, 312. Okay. Seems right. And then what else do they do in part 1? They print BPS into a file. So yeah, I guess we can do what we did earlier for the comparison to be fair. And then wrap that in the buff writer, because that made a difference performance-wise in yesterday's solution. I forgot to buffer our writes, and so it did a bunch of write size calls, and that wasn't great. We can unwrap these. Oh, there's actually a bunch of logic in main. Sure, okay. When's the last time you saw a derive thingy that spanned multiple lines? For me, it was a while ago. But yeah, we have add assign, molneg. Okay, and rates is gonna be. Oh, okay, this is not great. I made a note in yesterday's write-up about this. Some let's go look at it. Yeah. So this is what it looks like in Rust, but in C++ it's much shorter, because you don't have to specify field names, you don't have to specify the struct name. But here it's playing against us because I have no idea what these are, and the language server doesn't tell me either, so I need to look that. This is OR, and it's the one set to 1. Well, Copilot knew along. I'm gonna do the right port, but I'm pretty sure this is just iterators. So get total won't work because we're gonna mutate. Okay, I guess blueprints should not be part of state. Otherwise, we're gonna have borrow checker problems. I don't know what's going on here. Total is get state, get total. Minutes. But we're mutating the state in get total. Global max. I think maybe global max is okay. And then it's printing. What is it printing? I can't read these streams based things. I total I times total. And then printing ret. Yeah, that's what I thought. So get total doesn't use BPS. Oh, they're resetting global max here. So it's a fresh state every time. Cool. That's kind of silly. Just do this. And then we have one warning left, which is here. I is unused. Yeah. So that doesn't look right. I guess now we go hunting for mistakes. Yeah, I guess our format is not exactly the same. Those values match though. It's time to pay close attention to code and find the mistake. Alright, chat, if you can find the mistake before I can, then you win something. I don't know yet. Upper limit is geode. 0 minutes left. Upper limit increased by geode rate, which is incremented afterwards. This is right, this is right. Geode costs, inventory ore, geode ore, obsidian, geode obsidian. We could turn on debug printing for both, I suppose. Geode ore, obsidian, geode plus plus. Total new inventory, new rates, and minutes left. Minutes. Okay. Inventory plus rates. Obsidian clay. Obsidian plus equal 1. New inventory, new rates. Aha! Clay robots. That is one mistake. Oh, and there's no ore robot. Okay, so this is all wrong. So this is the ore robot. And we don't have the clay robot. That's right, that's correct. That is correct. All that looks good. And then ore robot is ore strictly less than, greater or equal. That was wrong. Mm-hmm. $33. Yeah, that's correct. And let's try the actual input. So we need a better system to benchmark against C++. Because if I have to do a gigantic string literal like I did last time, I don't know. It'll work. I'm just going to be pretty salty about it. So 1294. That seemed right too. I remember that number vaguely. So I deem the port of part 1 successful. Part 1 port complete. Cool. So now we're doing the fun part, which is actually measuring how long it takes and then seeing if we can make it faster. Does anybody have a better idea than what we did like yesterday to embed the string in C++? Convert file to header for inclusion in C. Include data file C. We'll find something. Ooh, XSD. Cool. Change the input file to input.html included. Easy. No, Hojat. That will not work. I mean, we can show what would happen. Which is that, yeah, this would happen. This works in LaTeX. Well, maybe we should be writing this in LaTeX. XXD dash I dash, no, just dash I? What's dash I? Include. Output in C include file style. Well, it was here all along. We just didn't think about it. And then that's gonna go in. Oh, but it's doing this as a. Yeah, it's characters. That'll work. I guess we need to also grab headers. Yes. Oh, okay. Interesting name. And then instead of CN, we're going to make an S stream, a string stream. Like this. I forgot the C++ syntax to declare. Why is there 1,000 different ways to declare a variable? That seems right. What is it complaining about? Is it not using namespace std this time around? No, it is. Implicit instantiation of an undefined template. Oh, because it's not. Okay, whatever. Okay, we're going to do. What's the proper way to cast something in C++ again? Like a static cast would work. It's time to run C++. Static cast. Can it be auto? No, it's not allowed here. Like so. Does it? I guess it is like a C string. Oh, and then we have the length. All right, so make C++ string from data plus length. Constructor. Aha. Cool. So let's make the string first. And that's going to be fig in stream. The types are going to be all wrong. Also, I mixed up the type and the variable name. Save me from that syntax, please. No instance of constructor, blah, 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 blah. Unsigned car, unsigned int. It wants car. And we have unsigned car. Okay, that was easy. Can we static cast this? I feel like we should do it the C++ way. No. Don't elaborate on that or anything, just invalid type conversion. It's not allowed. Could it be reinterpret cast? Yeah. And then this. And no, incomplete type is not allowed. Why is it incomplete? Basic string, the car. How come it worked the previous time? What was the type of our string literal even? I need my C++ experts and they're not in chat. What will I do? Const string. Do I need to specify const? Hang on. I have no idea what I'm doing. I think the parameter is const, but the string, the reference doesn't have to be. I thought Clang was supposed to be the compiler with the good diagnostics, but I have no idea what it wants me to do. Yeah, I was going to say I know what const does in C++, but I don't know what const does in C++. I know enough to say that I don't know how it's actually supposed to work. So it's declared here. Can we open that and see what's declared? Kitty time. I think it's want a stir, not a string. Ooh. Is that true? No, I think stir is the name of the parameter here. I think string is the type. It wants a const string ampersand. A con is copied if you make a string stream. That's interesting. So you can't have a string stream that like reads from the string, like it borrows from it. Is this what everyone's life is like? You just go on Stack Overflow. Include S stream. Is that? Oh god. It must have been included in the other code and not this one. And then we don't pass ampersand because it borrows. Yeah. Okay. That was easy. They're still red, but I think that's just the C++ 17 stuff. Cool. Also, this should not be this simple. It should be the real one. Okay, and now if we do ref day 19, yeah, it'll do the right thing. Okay. I have no idea which one is more expensive right now. Maybe the Rust one is slightly slower. I'm gonna git ignore parse. I like that solution better though, because the header is generated and then we only have to do some mild crimes to get a C++ string and then a string stream. And it doesn't crash, which is very nice. So hyperfine dash capital N target release day 18, no, day 19. And then the ref. We'll start with the C++ one. This might take a hot minute. Wasn't there a crate recently published about like recursive algorithms? Because I think this does like a lot of recursion. Friend request. I didn't know you were running Epic Game Store. Time to close some stuff. I guess it's not running. No, it is. It's here. Rust version is slower. This is going to be annoying to profile. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to put the BRB thing and check if the cats have enough food. Be right back. And we are back. So, yeah, Rust version is slower. What did you decide regarding Twitch versus YouTube? I mean, you are watching this on YouTube, so you already know the answer to that. But I did have a small write-up about this, and I'm gonna link it in chat again. So I'm curious where it's spending its time. So the first time we did this, Rust was way slower, and I was like, oh crap. But then it turns out it was spending all the times in syscalls, and here you can see it's not the case. There's only 0.001 seconds spent in syscalls. So the bulk of the time is spent in userland. And the problem is that we can't use call grind like the last time, because it's just gonna take literally forever to end. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use endperf. I don't know if I have the latest version. I don't think it matters much. So we can do this. Oh. Can I get endperf too? So endperf is not perf by Koot on GitHub. Do I have to? Okay. By its name. So it's all sampling, so we can like start the thing and then do this. And operation not permitted. Cool. Where's endperf? Here. Oh, we can't use tilde because that's going to refer to root in the context of sudo, I believe. Cool. And now we can do report or something. Metadata. Well, we need to have the specify the input. I think we'll just go straight for a flame graph. And then it's complaining about missing symbols, which is fair. One thing I forgot to do is use nightly Rust for this. Also, I have a feeling the flame graph is not going to be particularly helpful. So maybe we should do call grind, but then stop before it's over. So we can use endperf on like the C++ version as well, which I'll try now. I'm just curious at this point. Uh, 32. So this is the Rust one, and this is the C++ one. Did I stop the server? Yes, I did. Hey, Hugo. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, that's the same thing. Roughly. We git ignore all the endperf profiles. can keep the SVGs in the repository, that's fine. Okay, we can try call grind. Let's see. Yeah. The problem is it's just going to take forever to run. Because when you're using call grind and cache grind, it can be as slow as 200 times slower than usual. YouTube just told me the audio stream's current bitrate is 0. Everything's fine. I hope it's wrong. You can still hear me, right? You tell me if you couldn't hear me. I am not trying a Gaussian blur filter. My camera is just confused. There we go. I just really need to do manual day 17. No, it's day 19. Okay, cool. Thanks for confirming you can hear me. I don't know what YouTube's about. Okay, stream is healthy. Cool. Oh, it's actually, you know, it's going. It's doing stuff. Yeah, please let me know if my camera. I can try the manual focus thing. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna disappear. Does this look okay? What? It went to 3x while I was adjusting it. I'm just gonna transition to be right back so I can mess with the thing. This looks fine. Could be better. Could be worse. Okay, this should be better. Hojat says, is it means there's a pretty noticeable delay in the stream? There is. Yes. You're correct. I used to have it on low latency and now it's normal latency. And because that's the only way to enable live captions. And also, now I'm streaming in 4K. And so for 4K streams, you only get normal latency and not reduced. Not even ultra low. Hey Miguel, welcome to the stream. A solution would be select only some AF points in particular around you. Yeah. It would be easier if like I could have someone sit here and then do some adjustments or whatever, or have someone else do the adjustments. I should pay more people to do stuff for me. Someone was asking on Mastodon, can you do Haskell to Rust? No, I can barely do C++ to Rust. So yeah, cache grind is taking forever. As expected. It's done. So I'm gonna need to open my VM for this. Yeah. How many times is it calling it? 1 billion times. That's hundreds, thousands, millions, billions. Yeah. Cool. PHP solution finished within a second or two. Yeah, I guess it's maybe that solution is not particularly smart. Maybe we should be porting someone else's solution. But it's interesting that a direct port is just slower this time in Rust. Benedict, you want to post your PHP solution and we can port that one? That way, I'm sure to have some performance improvements when porting to Rust, whereas this one is disappointing. I mean, we can try like March native, CPU native, yeah. If you can post links in chats and you want to share your solution, we can look at it and try to port it. I mean, yeah, unless someone has an idea on how to make this faster, I don't really see it. I mean, this we can optimize probably. It's kind of silly to be doing this in a loop. We can look at annotations here and see what's actually... So, oh, it says there's no source available. Oh, crap. That's annoying. We'd have to rerun the whole thing with debug information, but yeah. Let's just add debug information now so we don't forget about it later. I suppose that would also impact what nperf could see. Because like anything that's inlined will not show up. But this is mostly just arithmetic, right? It's just adding stuff, doing tests. We could look at the assembly and see what's different between both versions. That could be interesting. I'm not gonna let it run the whole time through. This probably is better suited for a breadth first search solution. Probably, yeah. I'm not about to rewrite all of this though. This is a porting exercise. So I think here the interesting thing about this is it's the same code in C++ and Rust, and the Rust version is slower, and the question is why. So will we get a nice call grind result even though we exited out of it? I think so, yeah. Okay, so we still got like 254 million recursions. And now we have sources. And those are cycle estimations. And you can see how many times it actually jumped. So actually optimizing this might be a good idea. Almost always, yeah. I guess not calling if minutes left is gonna be 0 would be good. But it has to check the upper limit first, so that's why it's not doing that. We could annotate this with like hot or cold or whatever, like leave hints for the branches, but I don't think it would make much of a difference. Jump is slow, very experienced with performance compute. I wish we could see the disassembly here, not just the source code. Oh, there's machine code down there. Okay. Cycle estimation. All right. But these seem very rough. There's a lot of moving around. Which makes sense because we're passing a bunch of stuff. Yeah, we're passing those by reference, this one by value. What's the, okay, we're gonna get assembly in this stream. Would LTO-FAT have any impact on the perf? I doubt it. We can try it if you want. Because I don't think, like, other crates are not really involved in that. No. It would not. So yeah, I was about to look at one of the calls and how the arguments are passed. That's not why it's slow or whatever, but I just want to look at the ABI again. Okay, RDI, RSI, RDX. So RDI, oops. First parameter here, and that's by reference. Oh, is that self? Well, okay, this is not, you know, it's not using the AMD64 ABI because it's the Rust calling convention, so it could be anything, like whatever's fast. I'm guessing maybe EBX is where like the self is passed, and then RDI is this. This has to be minutes left because it's a single 64-bit value. And then these are both references, so like 0x20 RSP. Where is it used? arith.rs. Ooh, overflow checks. Is it just overflow checks? Or is it, should it be disabled? I think they're disabled in release. Yeah. Oh, in default, it can be two complement wrapping. So yeah, we should try and disassemble. Is the solution not fast enough? Hey, Alexander, it is not. It is slower than the C++ one, but it's also like a pretty slow solution to begin with. So like the C++ one, this is just for part one still. It finishes in 461, and our Rust one finishes in like 5.2, I think, 5.4. Yeah, 5.5 here. So I wanted to do objdamp, question mark. Yeah. Okay, and then we can compare what's going on. Rust is also mostly using the x86 calling convention. That is true. I think there's some there are some optimization that could be done around returning results that are not done currently. What was the function called again? Get total. Okay, sources are interleaved, which is mildly annoying actually. Alright, so far so good. It's saving everything. Not sure why exactly. These are general purpose. What are they being used for? The Rust one is using more stack space. 0x78 as opposed to 0x48. That's interesting. Oh, is it because the C1 is packed? Like the representation of the structs is different? I'm gonna show you what I mean. I don't know how to do C++. Is it just C out and then we can do this? Like this? Yeah. And then in Rust, we'll do debug std mem size of. I mean, it should just use more stack. I don't think it should be. Oh, I guess it could matter for like cache locality. I'm tired. The words are not coming to me right now. But you see what I mean, right? There's fewer things that fit in cache if it's bigger. So yeah, it's size 16. Oh, I forgot spaces and stuff. It's size 16 and it's a C++ version, and ours has to be bigger than that, right? No, it's size 16 too. The other thing could be blueprint, but we're just passing a pointer around. It's not actually put on the stack. So why is it using more stack space? Yeah, this is actually pretty straightforward. It makes sense that it would be 16, which is 4 times 4 bytes, 4 bytes per element. And they're just not really packed, I guess. I guess the offset of an i32 is 32 bits, so 4 bytes, so that makes sense. We can have the size of blueprint as well. Okay, so the struct sizes are actually exactly the same. Well, if anyone can has a hunch on why the Rust version is using more stack space, I'm listening. R14D. Okay, we're gonna be learning a bunch because right off the bat, I don't know what R14D is. It's the lower 32 bits of, okay. Like, I knew the name for those, like up to ESP, but not for the R8 through R15. Okay, so upper limit and geode rate. Well, okay. These are both in registers, 14D and 11D, that's fine. R8D, what is that one set to? No idea. What is the test we're doing? We're having a little loop. Jump if less or equal, is that JLE? Debug stuff for unwinding, maybe. I don't know that setting random registers like this is gonna do anything for unwinding, but perhaps. That's just the offset. So plus 0x7803 is here. So that's the end of the loop. Yeah, that's less or equal than the source. And it's testing R8D with itself. The destination is on the left for Intel syntax. I keep panic aboard. Yeah, we could try that. That might make it easier. So Intel syntax. Destination is on the left. Yes. I don't think it's doing a loop at all. Did it unroll that loop? It's multiplying stuff. And then that's shift to the right. So the one thing I don't understand is where is the value of RED come from? This is jumping to 7803, which is just jumping over all of that. It's clearing R15D. I'm saying that maybe Rust uses more stack space because of panic unwinding. Yeah, we can disable that to find out. No, it's still using 0x78. Alright, is for the fifth argument. We don't have a fifth argument in get state, do we? In get total. 1, 2, 3, 4. If minutes left counts, I guess. Yeah, actually. Does that make sense? No. Nothing's making sense now. I don't know what RBX is. Maybe the C++ version is easier to follow. But it doesn't have the sources, because I guess we need to add -g. Unrecognized form. I should be using LVM upstamp. I still don't have the sources. Okay. Oh, there we go. Maybe it makes more sense to use the optem from LVM in the first place, because this is code produced by LVM. This is just to compute RBX -1, right? And R15 +1. This is what it's doing, load effective address on this. So it's essentially assigning. We can have we can use Ghidra for this. Should we? I don't know. Should we be writing assembly just to make sure we understand what's going on? Copilot's trying to help us write assembly. Woo! Thanks, Copilot. So if we move into RBX, we move 1. And then into RCX, we load effective address. RBX -1. Then RCX should be 0. But that's not a very good test because those are not. I don't know. Let's subtract 66. And then the result should be 33. And then we should exit 0. Thank you, Copilot. Exact format error. I forgot a thing. Clearly. Oh, and then we link it. Really? And it can't find start because it has to be extern or something, or public. Global. Load effective address ECX RBX -1 is the same as ECX equal RBX -1. Okay, cool. So we can just comment the assembly as we go along and try to understand it. So this has to be in the text section. Okay. Start I. Oh. Okay, now it's doing something. Okay, so it's moving 0x63 into ABX. We need to see the state of the registers. Okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it is 33, so that is what it's doing. It was important to set that all up so that I could make sure that I understand what's going on in the assembly. Yeah, info regs is the thing I was looking for. It's been a hot minute. So I still don't know what R8D does, where it comes from. R8 would be the 5th parameter, but as far as I can tell, there's only 4 unless we count self, which might be a thing. So if that's the case, according to the ABI we got going over here, RDI is self, and it's a state. RSI is blueprint. Oh, look at it. Look at it go. It's completing for us. R82, no, that's nonsense. Oh, but, oh, yeah. Okay, I'm dumb. Yeah, a bunch of things spill onto registers because these are by value and they have a bunch of fields. Yeah. So these all spill onto registers, so we need to number them differently. So that, yeah, that means effectively we have a lot more arguments than I thought we did. So RDX is like inventory dot or and then we only have like 6. So then the other one is passed by reference. I don't know, we should really be just setting a breakpoint and seeing what's up. Any reason you aren't live on Twitch? Yes. I can't simulcast since I'm an affiliate and I hate their exclusively close. So I did a write up about it. It's I just posted it in chat. Okay, break state something. Oh, it's a directory. Yes. Oh, InfoRegs is not a thing. InfoReg. Okay, that is the thing. It's been using RBX. Call save register optionally uses base pointer. But that's clearly one of the values that we're passing it. Hang on, we need a bigger terminal for this. So self is in RDI. So that was true. I thought RSI was the blueprint, and it looks like it could be. Yes, that was also true. But then RDX is... Oh, these are all 0. So that's not really helpful. Minutes left is in RBX for some reason. But then R8 is 24, and that's part of rates. No, that's what? Oh, R8 is 24 also. Okay. That's minutes left. That makes sense because the code here is actually messing with minutes left. Cool. And then I have no idea how these are passed. I guess D780. Okay, RDX is just... Okay, so it's just passing them by reference, actually. I suppose. That's interesting. So that's inventory in RDX, and then rates is in RCX. And that's everything. Yeah. Cool, that's gonna help. I wish we could make that sticky, like when we scroll. It makes the last comment sticky. kind of. Okay. So I guess we should just have this here maybe. I still don't know why it's saving all of these, but maybe it knows more than I do. Probably does. I mean, this feels an awful lot like we're doing reversing, and it feels like we should be using a better tool for this. I have Ghidra on there, but I don't know if I can just give it Linux executable like this. Can always try. Oh, Java runtime not found. Because with Ghidra, you can actually like annotate stuff instead of just adding comments. Yeah, we'll get the latest. I don't know what happened to this stream. Oh, we already have it. Cool. I'm gonna do this on another screen. Oh yeah, I think they tell you which distribution of Java to use. Java 17. Do we need a JDK? Really? Or is a runtime environment enough? Well, the runtime environment should be enough, right? For Windows. That's an MSI. Does it package its own Java runtime environment? It doesn't. Otherwise, it would just work. So yeah, this is now live, like installing Java live. Did you know Java run on 3 billion devices? Sure. I'm guessing it just cannot find Java, and I remember something about needing to run it from a shell or something. Where is my JDK? Does it actually need a full Java development kit instead of just the runtime environments? Where did it install it? I was not paying attention. And what's the name of the adoptium? Wait, it said environment variables. No, I don't want to show the whole environment. Okay. Oh, it's an Eclipse thing. What year is it? Oh, it really, okay. It really does want a JDK. Okay, my bad. Cool. I guess it, it has to compile some Java. Maybe for plugins? Like, are plugins distributed as Java sources? Is that what's happening? I don't know what it shows on screen when I see the I forget what it's called, but like I need to press yes because it's doing an admin action. And I think it's doing that on a different desktop, so I think you don't see anything. Maybe you see the mouse moving around, the mouse disappears, I don't know. But it surely doesn't capture the elevation prompt. Now will it run? I have a thing on my desktop that's supposed to do that. Oh, there we go. Cool. Did you know the program tree is an organizational view? Okay. Hey, no spoilers. This is not the project we want to do. New project. Non-shared project. Day 19. Cool. Just install IDA Pro. I cannot afford. Also don't know how to use it. How do you add stuff? Import file. Oh, it froze. Oh no, it's just loading. Loadable files. Cool. Yeah, okay. It's doing a bunch of stuff. Shared. The UI is atrocious. I don't know if I can scale it for you. What are we porting from what language? We are porting. We have ported part 1 of the 19 solution from C++ to Rust. That is doing a depth first search, and they're both very slow, but the Rust version is slower. So now we're just we want to look at assembly to figure out why the Rust version is slower. Is the code gen worse? And if so, I don't know. What is it actually doing? Something we didn't really have time to do yesterday. Where is my executable? There's way too much stuff in there. There it is. ELF. Yeah. Okay, it's not gonna resolve everything, which is fine. I think. Has not been analyzed. Yes. Analyze it. It has Windows headers in there for some reason. A bunch of types, built-in types, exports. Okay. Functions. Oh, can it not read? No, I don't know. Can it read the debug information? ZN. Oh, okay. What's the spicy name for our function? ZN5 day 19. And then we have main and get total. Cool. All right. Could not reconcile some variable overlaps. I'm sure that's fine. Okay. So that's days left. I mean, will that really help us understand what's going on in the assembly if we're just looking at C code? It's funny to see the disassembly in C though. Let's look at the skipping dwarf imports. Okay. Plus minus 1, yeah. Cool. Okay, so that's the oh, can we see split out new variables? That's interesting. Retype variable, highlight, def use, blah blah blah. I wish we could like link from the disassembly to the decompiled version. Also, I'm gonna look at making this bigger. Because this has to be unreadable for you. If you rename stuff in C code, it should apply to the assembly as well. Edit tools options, listing display. Huh. There we go. You can see I already messed with it because it's already set to Yosefka. Decompiler, display. Where's the font size? It is nowhere. Do we have to close it and open it again? Whoa. Oh yeah, it's here. Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's just find it again. Where did it go? I lost it. Oh, some stuff is getting demangled. Really cannot find my function again though. Oh, it's in labels. Oh yeah, I guess it doesn't count as a function. Day 19, get total. Disassembled view. No. Decompiler. Control E. Okay, there we go. So in order, the parameters would be blueprint, pointer to uint. I don't think that's true, but you do you. Elements and elements. Okay, hang on. That's self, right? We already did the work. We can just find it here. RDI is self. Yes, RSI is BP. Param3. Stop scrolling for me. RDX is inventory. And then all we have left is rates. And it's very confused about the types. But should we just make new types? How do we make types? Creating structures. Edit data type. Auto create structure. A struct. Edit data type. Cool. So it thinks it has a U8, which is not wrong. And the name is global max. And it's actually signed. Just int. We have to use CNames for this. I wish there was an easier way to make new types. Right now it involves a lot of boilerplate. Yeah, I'm discovering this. A struct. Okay, I want to call it state, and then save. Yeah, cool. All right, so BP is of type blueprint. Yeah, I guess we just have to know what's at which offset. So that's or cost. Okay, what the hell just happened? All right, let's do it again. Oh, the compiler is busy. I'm sorry. Cool. This is all very tiny on the screen. I'm sorry about that. And max or and then some padding. And then this is a struct. These are just, I think, or clay. And geode. And their elements. Now, how do I make this be of type elements? Edit function signature. The things I just defined, where are they? Okay, auto structs. There we go. And days left is just integer. Going to full screen, yeah. Enhance. Oh, can I just zoom in and out? No, I can't. There has to be a way to make this bigger. Days left 0, 0. Cool. So we can start mapping stuff. So geode rate. Upper limit. And uvar2 is cool. If 0 is less than days left. So, okay, so it definitely enrolled the loop. You can see it here. Control and plus. No control, no control plus, no control equals, nothing. Cat isn't happy. 1 second. We're back. I wonder if we can reuse the same structs we just defined when we actually analyze the C++1. Could be interesting. Right now, I would kill for anything other than Ghidra, though. Because it is so clunky. Okay, so we got that right. UVAR2 ends up being upper limit as well. Where else is it used? Oh, we can't see. That's just global max. Hang on. We can't rename that to upper limit. That's gonna clash, right? Yeah. This is pretty straightforward. Oh, days left. Why did I call this days left? This is minutes left. I guess I can try zooming in like with Windows accessibility, but I have no idea what it's gonna look like. I don't think it'll work for capture. Let me just look again. Ghidra decompiler font size. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's just completely different from the the actual thing. Can we add a source file in here so I can refer to it? Import file. Try coding this in labs with its language server support. Rustnizer should work pretty fine. Yeah. I'm you know, learning one thing at a time. Right now, I'm learning to use Ghidra. So okay, we can have it up here, which is fine. We're not doing any scripting for now, so we can get rid of that. Okay, minutes left 0, 0. So I guess that's the calling convention. No, naming convention, you just do 0, 0. So this is all pretty trivial. And okay, and it does do the mapping. Geodrate plus 1 times minus left minus 1 plus upper limit plus geodrate plus minus 2 times. Are we doing actual recursion or are we using a queue for DFS? We're doing actual recursion in both the Rust and the C++ version. Upper limit is or. So it flipped the conditions when disassembling. Okay. That's fine. Local 98 is new inv clay plus clay. Yeah, it's adding everything and then, oh, for ore. Okay, it actually did some folding here, which is nice. So in the write-up I also mentioned Owncast and why I don't want to use it for now. But I know that it exists. That's new rates. Local 88 is self. Yeah, why is it moving stuff back and forth? I guess it's because it needs to use the it's saving stuff before calling. But these are the same. So like this is unnecessary. uvar2 is upper limit. And local 80 is upper limit 02. Yeah, in the article about Twitch, I talk about Owncast. So uvar2 is upper limit 01. Yes, that's what it is. Where does this come from? Here? No. Oh, this is just a max thing. So that's not actually upper limit. That's just OR. I don't actually understand what's going on here. This is this if. Is that a use case for split variable? Yeah, if the slot is reused, then yeah. I'm still trying to understand what it's doing. I think the naming conventions are not the best in the original code to begin with. Okay, yeah, this is definitely reused. Okay, so split. Okay. Is there a hotkey to highlight? If it was upper limit higher up, maybe it's just reusing the register. Yeah, I think that's what it's doing. Cursor text highlighting, tool options, listing field. Okay, it's already enabled. So without renaming everything, which would take quite a while, we can see what it's doing roughly and how much it looks like the original code. This one is a weird decompile. Look at the transitions it does when you look through the help. Keyboard actions. Yeah. I don't know if you can zoom that in either. Right clicking on a pop-up. Many of the actions have a key binding. If the key binding is used to activate the action, local context is determined, blah, 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 reassigned. There's no key bindings for this, right? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Highlight defined use. I think that's the one we want. Control H. Hey. Nice. So if it's higher than 0, it sets the global next to this. I don't think that's what the original code does. Oh, Imperador says, I want to learn Rust, but I have no experience with low level. Do you have any practical projects for newbie practice? Yes, you can go to my website and pick something you like. There's honestly too much Rust content on my website. Note that Rust isn't necessarily low level. Here we're looking at disassembly, but that's just because I think it's interesting. Starting with the Advent of Code 2022 thingy, series might be a good thing to do. Oh, it's not decompiling the struct access very well because it thinks rates is an undefined U8. This is messed up. This is just it accessing like the ore field and the clay field. I think there's just a lot of moving around in and out of registers that might not be needed, and that makes the difference. I'm curious about this label though. 077D0. So that's if new rates clay is lower. This is very hard to follow. How is it doing that? You're gonna have to be more specific because of the delay. I have no idea what you're talking about. So that has to be the geode robot, and then we have the obsidian robot here, and then we have the clay robot, and that's where we start having labels. Which I'm assuming is just it failing to decompile what's going on. New inventory is and new rates are being used. So I guess the same registry is used in both, in all the. Also, it's probably not a register. It's probably just a stack slot. Now I don't know how to see the original code again. It's just hovering over the function. It's not helpful. This is extremely jank. I'm not sure. Honestly, like I thought this was just accessing a field. Because here it's just referencing rates, so it's accessing the first field, which would be ore. Yes. But then for clay, it's shifting to the right by 0x20. Does that do the right thing? It must do, because it's correct, but... YouTube chat is not so friendly for screen readers. Ah, that does suck. I'm sorry about that. Okay, I guess we can look at the C++ executable and see if it's widely different. We clearly haven't annotated everything. It's shifting the address or the value. It's shifting the address. Rates is the address. And why exactly by 0x20? I'm assuming it's the offset between two things, but like, then I have GDB somewhere. Yeah, okay. So we have rates here. If we shift that value to the right by 0x20, that doesn't do anything good. The assembly makes sense, but the decompiled version doesn't. I mean, I guess GDB doesn't know the type of the variable and stuff, but I agree with what it's doing, I think. Like if it's shifting by 1, let's do 8 or 4. Okay, yeah. If you shift by 4, you lose 1 nibble. By 8, you lose an entire byte. By 10, you lose 2 bytes. So you're losing 4 bytes. So it is offsetting by 4 bytes, but this is not how shifting to the right works. If it was plus, it would make sense. No, it is the that is the Rust code. Yeah, I'm decompiling the Rust code and the C++ code to look at the differences between the two. All right, let's close this after saving it. Do I still have, I have the help code browser and then, yeah. Can we have both open at the same time actually? Probably, yeah. Analyze all the things. Only dwarf versions 2, 3, 4. Detected 5. Yeah. Is that gonna be an issue? We can set dwarf version for Clang. fdebug default version. Wow. Four. Oh, how's that gonna work? Can we refresh? Don't save. This tool has changed. Don't save. Analyze. Detected 5 still. How do we find out dwarf version again? With read elf. The file doesn't know. Dwarf tool. Not found. Completion unit. Out of readelf. Version 4. Cool. Maybe if you just re-add it. Delete. Permanently delete. Oh, maybe it has the dwarf version in there. There we go. Can't use dwarf 5, it's too new. I guess it's also going to be a label. Get total. There we have it. This is ridiculously clunky. Oh, but at least we have structs here. It is shifting right. You can see shift right instruction in there. Why? Concat forward and 12. What? What is this? Concatenation operator. Oh. So I guess one of the differences is that it is actually passed by value in the C++ version and not by reference. What we should be doing is trying to change the C++ to pass by reference and seeing if it gets as slow as the Rust version. Because I think this might be the only difference. I've been looking for a simple difference that explains the performance variation between the two versions. I still don't really understand what's up with those shifts. So this is the same calculation as this. It's just doing an extra thing here, and that's, I guess, to access the field. What field is it trying to access? IVAR2 here, IVAR9. Need to rename some stuff. So assuming it really is the exact same structure, IVAR2 is geode rate. So geode rate is from, this has to be rates. And this is geode rate as well. Whatever. This is inventory or actually. But then it splits. Is your VS Code terminal defaulting to WSL or to VirtualBox somehow? It's just connected over SSH to the VirtualBox VM. Actually, there was a bug. It might not exist anymore. There was a bug that the WSL terminal in VS Code was a lot slower than it needed to be. And that was really annoying. And one of the reasons I stopped WSL2. Are there Rust decompilers? I've never heard of that before. Hopefully you'll include text decompilations and such in the write-up for that article. I don't know where the stream is going, so I can't guarantee anything. I don't think there's any Rust-specific decompilers. No. if you search for it online, you find RedDeck, which is tools to provide access to reddeck.com, which is a decompilation service in the cloud. What did we say RDX was again? Inventory. Yeah, so this is like it trying to, can we add comments with this? Comments. Plate comments. Mm-hmm. So I think what's happening here is that the C++ compiler realizes that it's actually packing, this is a theory, okay? But I think it's actually packing a bunch of values together. So it's sharing registers, essentially. I'm gonna make a diagram. If what I'm thinking is happening, then we can make an article out of this. I don't know how to organize this, but we're going to start from the source here. Probably needs to be bigger. Yeah, because we want to be able to refer to half of it. Cool. Actually, we should be able to check with the debugger. It shouldn't have to be this hard. R8. So how, the first question is how many do we have left? I think we have 6 slots, right? According to the ABI. I have way too many tabs. Let's close most of the things. If there isn't a Rust decompiler, then what do you use to decompile Rust? Decompile it to what language? So we used objdump and then looked at assembly directly. And then we switched to Ghidra, the thing from the NSA that they released as open source, which I'm going to send to chat now. Okay, this is the thing I actually wanted. Parameter passing. Type of integer class. Okay, RDI, RSI, RDX, RCX, R8, and R9. Hey, Jerry. Welcome back. Yes, we are still live. And then I guess there's some SSC register we're not using, but I guess it's not using them by default. So here's what's happening for Rust. This is self. This is a blueprint. This is elements pointer. This is another elements pointer, and this is minutes left. And then what I think C++ is doing it's realizing that it has enough room in there. Maybe because not all the elements are being used. I don't know. So I need to look at it more. But essentially, these aren't pointers anymore. The first one is inventory. So I think it's doing this. Everything's by reference in Rust because it's too big to fit. This has nothing. Should have made this bigger. Decompiling from ARM is more natural. That maybe. The problem is I would have to emulate ARM and like it would be. It's non-trivial for me to do. But that would be interesting too. The problem is we run out of registries if we do that. Registers. I need to stop saying registries. So where is minutes left passed through? Do we have any mention of R9 in there? Let's look at the one from Upstump. There's R12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. Minutes left is in R9. Okay, so that's not what I thought. RBP. Hey Patrick, when you look at a programming stream as a senior web developer and feel stupid again. I feel very stupid right now. I'm way out of my depth, but we are trying to figure out what's going on here. So I was wrong, and R9 actually is minutes left. Minutes left is an I32 though. We need to look at what happens with RDX. It gets moved into R14 and R12. Is there a name for the upper levels of like the upper 32 bits? I think R14D is the lower 32 bits. Yeah, there's 32-bit shifting happening here. It's definitely packing stuff. We could do manual packing and see what happens. That has to be possible. It would be very annoying to do. Okay, the first thing I want to do, he said 3 hours into a stream, is run the reference solution, like the C++ version of the reference solution, and then break on get total, and then run it. Minutes left at entry. Zero x 555. Inventory is optimized out. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense, but like rates.or. Everything's optimized out. You don't have to emulate ARM, just cross-compile for ARM and then feed it into the cloud service. Yeah. Yeah, I know, but then we wouldn't know if like the Rust version compiled to ARM is slower than the C++ version. Can't you force Rust to use the C calling convention with extern C? Yes, but I think Rust is using the C calling convention. I think C++ is taking some liberties because it's not pub, it's like static, so it can do whatever it wants with this calling convention here. If that wasn't static, then things might be different. Fine. Yeah, not so different. I guess it takes more than that in C++ to actually export a function. I don't think extern is the right keyword to use here. Yeah. Not if I save. Yeah. It's using a convention that's close to it. 4.3. Hang on. Hang on a second. Now it's faster than C++. Using extern C. Okay. Well, my job here is done. We won't even do part 2 because that was puzzle enough. But now we have to see what it's actually doing. Break state get total. Yeah. Yeah, so now everything's optimized out. Wait, why is it in less than? Oh, clay is optimized out? Is that what's happening? What? Is clay never used in the inventory? No, it is. It is here. This is ridiculous. I still like need to find what the actual calling convention being used. Like, what's the layout of the arguments? I need to figure that out. But if we disassemble again, that's not what we were doing. we should find some. Yeah. It's doing some shifts now. So RCX is supposed to be rates. So it's moving the first like OR into R12 and then shift right. So it's taking the lower third. I don't know. Is shift right right? No, it's taking the higher bits and putting them in the low bits. Yeah. And then the left bits are going to be 0. So we have, at least this part should make sense. So we have a 64-bit thingy here. That's actually two 32-bit things. So in that case, it's RCX, and then those as the low bits are here. And those are the high bits. And so that must be ore. And that's clay. And so it's taking ore, because it's moving this into R12. And it's doing a shift right. So now the high bits are here. No, it's taking clay. What? I don't know what it's doing. But this is what a shift right would do, and then this would be empty. And then what is it doing with R12? Moving to EX. What does test have to do with racks again? Wait a minute, R12D is the lower 32 bits of, yeah, which we just wrote into. And we're moving that into EAX. Yes. And then test, assembly, test, instruction. Racks has something to do with tests, right? Otherwise, why would we move anything in there? Just in case we jump, AC is, where is it? It's here. Yeah. It's kind of weird, but we're moving, so R12D at this point is clay. I can't be right. I must have mixed up the order of the things. It must be that ore is on the left and then it's shifting right. Because I think that's what the code does originally, right? At the beginning, it checks the ore. Wait, rates geode. Oh. Okay. So I guess it goes geode obsidian. And then geode is here. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, it's moving something to racks here. And then maybe jumping here. Which is here. And then moving something else into ECX. What does EBP have at this point? something on the stack, RSP plus 160. And it's testing EBP. And jumping it less than or equal. So minutes left is on this stack now. Seven FFF4. Yeah, it is on the stack. So debugging is better in the Rust version now. Okay, we can move in there and just look at what it's doing. Oh, look, it's doing the jump. Just dumping registers. Ah, shit. So yeah, expose 1 times 23. That's 23. And then RBX and RCX. 22 times 23. 506. R12D by this point is 0 still. Rax is 23, so it's just adding 0. And then doing a shift right of 1 bit on RBX. So that's the loop unroll that I haven't understood. It would be interesting to figure out why, like how the loop unrolling is working. It's probably just maths. Rax is 23. We're adding R11D. Yeah, so this is like what we're looking at here is this big old block. Zeroing R9D for reasons. Jump if less. That's false, right? What's the test flag? PFIF. What do these mean? PF is parity flag and IF is interrupt enable flag. RSI plus 0 extend. So that's RSI. We know what that is. We know that RSI is blueprint. So it's reading stuff from the blueprint at this point. Yes. So that must be this. And that's why. Okay, so this is it reading. This is nice. Reading 2 fields from the blueprints here, or an obsidian. So because like it should be the let's validate our assumption. So the actual input is this. HGeode costs 3 ore and 8 obsidian. So we should have, if we step a little further, 3 and 8. We should have 8 in our EBX. Yes. All right, things make sense. Wow. I don't know. Moving a bunch of stuff around. RCX. Well, it's 0 right now, so that's not very interesting. What about R10? R10 is 1. So now it's going to be 0 because we just shifted everything to the right. Yes. Decrementing EBP. Didn't even know we had an instruction for that. Zeroing R9. Now it's moving a bunch of stuff into the stack. Is it here? Is that the stack slot for the like new inventory and new rates? It must be. But then what's going to be interesting, what does it do before calling? And now it, I guess it has to pack the two 32-bit values into 64-bit. So now I also want to mess with the C++ version and change all the ints to long or even long. And that has to make it slower then. No, long is just forward, but long, I guess. At least 64 bits, yeah. How do I do this? I have way too many things open. So we just make everything into long. We should use like the 64-bit integer types. That should make everything worse. Wait, that's multiplied by an integer? I don't think that's used anywhere. Yeah. Okay. Max doesn't exist from a long int. That's not great. Oh, it's just not the right type, yeah. the formatting is messed up. I don't really care about the formatting. So day 19 should run in, I don't know. I think it was 4.6, 4.48, and then long should be much worse. Yeah. Long is 10 seconds. I have no idea what it actually is doing. Like, is it passing them by reference? I guess we can find out. We don't really have an excuse. Let's see. So that's on the stack somewhere, but it's a reference, so that's fine. 7 FFFFF. Wait. No, the stack is 7. Okay. So that is on the stack. Blueprint. Xerox 555. That's where the code is. Yeah. So it's a constant? No. I'm not sure. Info sim, I think we can do. Yeah. Okay. Inventory rates. Aha! Address requested for identifier minutes left, which is in registered RSI. So if we look at our little chart, RSI would be the first thing that's not. So now it's definitely not passing it in registers, but it's also not passing the address of a thing. It's passing the address of some stack. I don't know. There's also no self. So yeah, okay. 11B0. That's blueprint. RSI is minutes left for some reason. RDX is weird. Looking at the disassembly again of reference versus Rust. We can see how much stack space is being used. 104. I still think it's more than the C++ version. Yeah, 72 versus 104. But it's faster now, so. I mean, I guess we didn't try March Intel. March native. Which we are using for the Rust version, so it's only fair. I forgot if UGDB is still being maintained. Not really. Surely that won't mess with the benchmarks. Okay, native is slightly better. So the thinking it's packing stuff in RDX. Well, they're both 0, so that doesn't help. No, none of this is helpful. This is helpful, but yeah, it's just 0 and 1. I forget how UGDB actually works. Alright, I'm gonna have to look into this some more. But I'm happy that we found that it was the calling convention that was the problem. We got some experience with Ghidra. And yeah, I need to look more into why Rust chose to pass them by reference instead of by value. And this might be like a missing opportunity, a missed opportunity for optimizations in Rust C, which could be exciting. It would be amazing to be able to actually go ahead and try to fix it. But that would probably be a big project. Probably something worth putting Advent of Code on break for. But yeah, I'm going to look into this some more. I probably won't have a write-up ready tomorrow because I need to look at it to understand exactly what's going on and exactly how parameters are being passed, which I think I'm just going to make a bunch of functions that look like this, but that have very obvious values for each of these. And then just by looking at the registers, it'll be easier to see exactly how it's passing arguments. It is almost 10 p.m. for me, so I'm out. And thanks for watching so much. I appreciate your support. You can donate on GitHub and Patreon if you're not donating already. Helps a bunch. And yeah, thanks for hanging out. This was a weird stream, but you know, you never know what you're going to run into. All right. Take care, everyone. See you later.